Afternoon. This is attempt number 47 or something to video this. I'm going to explain a lot. Well, I'm going to try and explain an awful lot in a terribly short space of time. Why are we having another Imagine and Aspire video less than a year after the last one? You know why. Because like me, you're bored out your tiny skulls. We're not allowed to do anything. What else is there to do except make YouTube videos? I've got 2 channels. Actually, I've got 4 channels. 2 don't do anything. Oh, 2 channels to make videos for. I've got to be very careful with Moose because he does politics. Woo, can you imagine that now? That might be worth watching. That might be the one where you see people jump through the window and dropping out screaming. This one is a quick introduction to Shotcut. It's the video editing software that I'm using at the moment. It's free and it works exceedingly well with this laughingly called supercomputer. I'm already finding its limits, but it's just so much better than any other computer I've ever owned. It's unbelievable. It works really well with this one. It's actually really fast and everything. Although the last computer was supposedly above the minimum spec for Shotcut, it was dreadful. This works really well. So that's what we're looking at. I'm going to look at the process of what I do with all these bits to camera, and most of it's all, you know, every video I do just about has got a bit to camera. What I'm now doing with them in the hope to make them look nice, and they all look different because I'm constantly exploring new things. So we're going to go through that process, which isn't going to take long. I've got the software to record directly from the screen, but I'm not using it because guess what? It doesn't work. Well, it does work, but I don't know how to drive it, and we argue with each other. And you know, like the rest of you, I've been imprisoned having done no wrong, and I'm frustrated, I'm stressed out, and we're all throwing things around the place. Yeah. Okay. First thing I do, because I can do this with Shotcut, is white piece of paper. The lighting in here today is really obscure because out the window we've got cloudy daylight, and behind the camera is the redhead with a diffuser and what is supposed to be full CT, quarter CT blue in it, but it's actually near a full. Excuse me, it's a really heavy CT blue. And the camera white balance is set to automatic for a laugh. See what happens. This is what I do at the beginning. This is the bit I cut out. This is white. White for colour balance, balancing colour as to white. Here is the white. On Shotcut, I can go to the white balance correction and I can take an eyedropper and sample that and say, this is what white is. This is white in this scene, make it white. And we see what that does. It does actually iron out quite a lot. It also says fiddling around with a slider, which is not the most sensitive thing, trying to get a white balance that doesn't exist. That does. It's brilliant. And then we move on. The next thing, this at the moment might look slightly underexposed. I hope it does. I don't want it overexposed, and I was flaring out down this side, hence the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th attempt at videoing. If it's flared out, there's no detail there. We can get detail that is recorded, we can extract it out, but if it's burnt out, there isn't any detail to extract and there's nothing we can do about it. So hopefully this is slightly underexposed. So I'm now going to play with the brightness and the contrast, to do the 2 together because they affect each other, and hopefully that will tidy things up as well. How's that look? I was clicking. I've just got. I've washed my hands so many times I can't click anymore. My fingers don't click. They're just too so clean. So clean. Hopefully that's improved things. The next thing I'm going to do, first time in my life I'm doing all this in the right order. I'm going to look at the colours and the colour saturations, the colour balances generally across the screen. There's the wherewithal in this to do it. You know, you can look at the shadows, you can look at the mid-range, and you can look at the highlights and adjust the colours in each one separately. If I do that, I end up with, I just get lost. You get all sorts of weird things because you move one, and you move the colour, all the highlights wrong. So you correct the highlight, you find all the midtones and the shadows have shifted as well, but slightly. So you shift them. You move back over, you go, okay, well, I just want to adjust the shadows. So you just adjust the shadows. but it's a composite image, so you're actually moving everything all the time. It's like bell tuning. So what I shall probably do with this one is look purely at hues and saturation, and we'll see if we can get a decent skin tone. Click fingers. Done? Done. Hopefully you noticed a real difference there. And lastly, I'm going to play with the sharpening. So we use an unsharp mask. Traditionally, anyway, you're playing with an image, the last thing you do is the sharpening. And sharpening is something you do have to be careful with. It's something that you can overdo quite a lot. Shall we just overdo the sharpening? Like that. That's pretty awful, isn't it? And we'll go back to what the sharpening should be. Like that. That's better, I hope. You may or may not actually see a difference. If you can see a difference, and it's a real noticeable difference like the one just now, that's over the top. Okay, that's all we're going to do for now. I do that with every video I make now. And then we cut all that process out. So you just get to see the bits I want you to see. I'll try and get the software to work so I can show you what we do with Shotcut, with the actual software, and where all the bits live if I can find them. I'm dreadful with software. And we will look at that hopefully soon. If not, I will come up with something else to do that involves LEDs, and we're going to use them the wrong way round. We're going to put light into them instead of taking light out. And that's always good for a laugh. Yeah, it takes some setting up, but we'll do it. I've got a bit clear space at the moment, so we'll do that. And we'll see you all again soon.